team in the Western Conference, number 4 overall in the NBA, against the Golden State Warriors. Warriors with the #1 scoring backcourt in the league right now. With Hall of Famer Doug Collins and Craig Sager, this is Kevin Harlan. And Doug, one of the matchups you were going to watch tonight is who they would put on Carmelo Anthony, who Golden State would try to defend this great scoring Anthony with tonight.
Well, you see Don Nelson starting a big lineup. Andres Beatrice, Ronnie Turioff, Devin George. Devin George will be matched up against Carmelo Anthony. Normally Don Nelson goes to small ball, tries to spread you out, but you look at that bench over there. He's only got one guard on the bench, Anthony Morrow, so he has to go with a bigger lineup. And that Carmelo Anthony matchup, we talked to Adrian Dantley, who's coaching the game tonight, for George Karl. He wants Carmelo Anthony to get down in that post, get to that foul line, and try to punish that Golden State front line.
So again, the Nuggets with Anthony Martin, Nene, Aflalo, and Billups, George Turioff, along with Beatrice, Ellis, and Curry. Our Taco Bell starting lineups tonight from the Oakland Oracle Arena. And here comes Billups right into the defense of the rookie, and a nice slam inside by Kenyon Martin, who is in there with Billups getting it to go. Martin plays all over the floor, and Billups is establishing himself early, as does Beatrice. Doug at the other end to tie it at 2.
Oh, what a big shot by Andres Beatrice. He has really been struggling, played only 9 minutes in the game the other night. Don Nelson took him out. He said, you're going to have to bring more energy, more life. You're going to have to defend, rebound, and starts out the game with a nice pick and roll play. And Don Nelson feels like they can attack him in that pick and roll tonight as Anthony misses the long jump shot.
And George with the defense, and here is Steph Curry for 3. Billups was watching him fire and picked up by Beatrice, and an open 3 for Devin George. No George Karl tonight, the coach of the Denver Nuggets, back home in Denver, watching tonight, going through some treatment for throat cancer. And of course, our thoughts and prayers are with George and his entire family. And a missed shot there by Billups, and there's Devin George with the rebound.
When you play Golden State, transition defense is your #1 priority, and this Monte Ellis is a guy that's going to try to spread the floor, get in the lane, and got to keep him off the foul line. It's real critical tonight when you look at Curry and Ellis. That 1-2 punch, Kevin, that you talked about, you've got to make them be volume shooters. You cannot let them have one of those games where they get 55 or 60 points and shoot a very high percentage, get to the line, and make threes.
Aflalo picks up his first personal foul. Adrian Dantley is coaching the Denver. And one of the great scorers in the NBA right now, Monte Ellis, #6 in the league, pops in the deuce.
Well, seconds and minutes played. Last time these two teams played, he played 53 minutes in an overtime game, played them all. And there's a beautiful block here by Turioff.
And Curry finds himself surrounded by defenders as the Nuggets got back on D in a hurry. And here comes Curry. Trying the quick double. Turioff was slow to get back. He missed the other night because of a sinus infection. Nice pass inside to Beatrice, who had a wide open shot. The pass came from Steph Curry, and here comes Carmelo the other way.
That's sort of a microcosm of Beatrice's year so far. This is exactly what Adrian Dantley wants. So he wants Carmelo Anthony getting to that foul line. Carmelo shoots almost 86%, and here's Beatrice. That's an easy dunk. The ball slips out of his hand. So instead of starting out the game off 2 nice pick and rolls and 2 layups, that ball slips out, and all of a sudden you start questioning yourself, Kevin. I read an article on him today, and I think he used the word confidence, lack of confidence, about 5 times in this one article.
Beatrice picks up his first personal foul. And it doesn't help when your head coach, Don Nelson, calls you out in the press, as he has done with Beatrice over the last handful of games. Now, Doug, he missed a lot of games early with a groin and abdomen injury, so maybe he is still trying to catch his rhythm.
And he's never got into a rhythm. But look at the numbers last year, points and rebounds. You know, shot 55% from the free throw line. He's shooting 13% this year, 3 of 23 on the season.
Historically bad.
Well, and he doesn't want to get there. He's only shot 3 in 13 games. He's shooting them so poorly. Don Nelson said he's staying away from getting fouled.
And here's Steph Curry, who played at Davidson. He was a high pick, a lottery pick by this Golden State team. He and Ellis in the backcourt has been one of the interesting dialogues here among the basketball fans in the Bay Area.
Yeah, I think that what they're finding, though, is Curry is the point guard and Ellis is the 2 guard. Although he has to play against much bigger players, he's much more comfortable off the ball as Aflalo, who's been very much a bright spot in the loss of Dante Jones when going to free agency to Indiana. Very, very good defense and also very good shooting. And there's Steph Curry. You can see that ability to pull up and knock in that mid-range jump shot.
So Curry has started 2 of 3, and Aflalo, who's one of the great three-point shooters this season in the NBA, put in that long 2. Nene from outside, and picked up by Aflalo. Here is Billups for 3. George trying to close him out. A triple.
Rebounding a big key tonight. Plus 15 on the boards. The Nuggets are in the 3 games. So as we watch points in the paint, and those rebounding are going to be very critical.
Warriors, of course, have gone through all kinds of injury issues throughout this season. Only 8 players suited up tonight. Turioff working on Kmart, whose hands are quick. That's the first turnover right there by Golden State. Now here comes Carmelo finding Kmart out to Aflalo for 3. One of the best three-point shooters, as we talked about before. Doug coming into tonight, number 6 in three-point shooting in the league.
Yeah, shooting 45%. That's been a great asset to this team, being able to spread the floor. Really helps Carmelo Anthony to have the good three-point shooting out there. You've got Aflalo, Billups, and J.R. Smith.
Nuggets on a little 6-0 run right now. They find Ronnie Turioff. Shot clock is down to 3. Defended by Martin. With a block right there, rather by Nene, rather by Martin down low, and Nene with Billups and Carmelo and Aflalo. They've kind of worked themselves now out of a little deficit early to come out and take a 3-point lead.
This is one of those games, if you're Denver, professional, take care of business. You have not played since Sunday when you beat Boston. You've had a lot of time off. You're rested. You're playing a beat-up team that's down to 8 players. This is one of those games, you're professional, and you get the job done.
Because they've struggled in games just like this, haven't they?
Well, they've got 10 losses against teams below 500, only 9 against teams above 500, so they have played down to their competition. In many instances, have lost focus in games like this.
This is Curry with the switch and Nene on him. And Steph Curry hits again, 3 of 4.
This kid is a scoring machine. He absolutely has such a great feel to shoot the ball. Very good ball handler and an excellent passer.
He had 32 Sunday against the Atlanta Hawks that were in town. Billups with a nice fake. Curry did it. And a second 3 for Chauncey Billups.
So Chauncey Billups shoots the 3 in the first quarter great and in the third quarter great. I asked George Karl about it. He said when his legs are fresh is when he shoots them well. So keep your eye on him in that third quarter when he comes out after halftime.
Pietrins with the left hand. Again, short on the shot.
Threw up an air ball.
Aflalo. Anthony knocked away by Turioff. And kept alive by Aaron Aflalo. Another 3 by Billups. That's 3 in a row from beyond the arc for Chauncey.
They see the key when you're playing against a scorer is to make him defend. And that's exactly what Chauncey's doing right now. Stephen Curry is going to have to score, so he's going to make him play defense and trying to make it for 40 minutes.
Pietrins laying the screen to Monte Ellis, who says cannot be allowed if you're a defensive player for Denver to get inside the lane. It goes down the lane for 2 right there.
Well, you really got to shade him so much, force him to give the ball up and pass the ball to Pietrins, who's really struggling. I mean, the big men are going to have to be very active tonight on those screen rolls.
Nene, Turioff took a pounding. And a foul is called inside with 6:13 to play. We are in the first quarter. Devin George picks up his first. And Doug, walk us through your keys tonight.
Well, Nuggets front court advantage. You can see the rebounding. I talked about that also. Plus 11 points in the paint against Golden State this year. I talked about the 1-2 punch of Ellis and Curry. They must shoot a high percentage, really take care of the ball, not be a volume shooting kind of game. About 110 points to mark for the season. The Denver Nuggets are averaging 127 in the 3 games against Golden State. They're 22-0 when they score 110, and Golden State is 10-9. And you say, well, that's not very good. Well, when you're 6-31, when you don't, that's a pretty good mark. And then what's at stake? Denver's looking for the number 2 seed. You don't want to slip up. Utah Jazz playing great basketball, and for the Golden State Warriors, they're 8 wins away for Don Nelson, passing Lenny Wilkins as the all-time winningest coach in NBA history.
Utah just a half game back at Denver right now.
Utah's won 7 straight road games, starting to play very good basketball. Darren Williams and Boozer have been terrific, as has Karolinko.
Screen by Pietrins up high and a follow. This is Ellis off balance, picked up by George, and a finger roll can't go in. Denver, though, does have the nice season win over Utah so far, which will help them if it becomes tied up 3-1 in that season series. So that will be important. As Chauncey Billups says, every game is important in the regular season.
Well, they got that number 2 seed last year because of Mr. Big Shot here, making that understood during the year. All these games count. Billups has 11 points to start. Off to a great start, 3 threes. And Denver off to a nice start here, leading.
Warriors are down by 7. Nuggets coach George Karl is back in Denver after undergoing radiation treatment today for throat cancer. The treatments began on Monday and are expected to continue 6 times a week for the next 6 weeks. Although the treatments become more intense and the side effects more severe in the final 4 to 6 weeks, Coach Karl is optimistic that he will be ready to coach the team during the playoffs. We wish Coach Karl the best, and our thoughts and prayers are with him during this difficult time. Kevin?
Yeah, absolutely, Craig. George, we miss you. It just doesn't seem the same looking over and not seeing you on that bench, but get well soon, and can't wait to have you back.
And a very collaborative effort with all the assistant coaches tonight is Anthony puts one over Devin George, picked up by Ellis. All the assistants having a voice in today's game.
And even if George is there, they have the voice. That's one of the things George has really preached. He wants everybody to have a chance to speak, and obviously he has the final say. This is going to be a block, but he gives the coaches that opportunity to give their input, and then you have to sort through it and make those decisions. But talking to Adrian Dantley before the game, I asked him, how do you feel tonight? And he said, well, it's a little different. The last 2 times I did it, it happened so quickly. I went to the game and we got it done and stuff. But this time, it's been talked about so much that I've had to deal with a lot of questions and all. So a little bit different situations for AD. And you see his profile, just got into the Hall of Fame recently, but one of the great low post scorers, very undersized, get to the foul line. And his mentality tonight is what he wants Carmelo to bring to that game. Get into the post, get that team in foul trouble, get to the free throw line, and make your living in the paint.
Billups has a game-high 11 so far. He has knocked down 4 from above the arc. That one knocked away with 18 seconds on the shot clock, and so you see a very big advantage so far, Doug. The Nuggets in 3-point shooting over Golden State to begin the game.
Yeah, 16 of the 19 points by the Denver backcourt. And Nene opens up that little jump shot and misses it. And 10 of the points for Monte Ellis and Curry. They're shooting 5 of 7. So both the backcourts have gotten off to a very good start.
Curry off the screen on Billups. Curry lasers it inside with a little pick and roll. And again, Beatrice cannot hit at the doorstep. He missed the previous couple. Finally gets that to go in. Well, sometimes that rim is so small.
Well, sometimes you don't want to get fouled till you're in a hurry.
Yeah.
You shoot the ball too quickly. You got to take your time, dunk that ball. Get to the foul line and step up and make your shots. This is Carmelo living on the outside right now. All of his shots have been jump shots.
They'd like him to get down low, wouldn't they?
Exactly.
It would be hard, I would think, Doug, if you're an opposing team, not to get wrapped up and lured in with this Golden State style.
Well, they seduce you. They want to get you that, all of a sudden you're scoring against them and you think the game is pretty easy. Ask Atlanta the other night. They were up 17. Going into the 4th quarter, looked like they had the game in hand. And Golden State had a terrific 4th quarter, outscored them 35-14 and beat Atlanta. So they're capable of throwing up huge nights, and you can see the fast break points and the wins and losses. That's a little bit what you were talking about. They want to run and they want to take quick shots.
Curry a little bit short on that one right there. J.R. Smith has just checked in for Aaron Aflalo, who just picked up his 2nd personal foul. And Chauncey goes inside, and there's Anthony finding room in the paint.
Yeah, he's just too strong for Devin George, and if you put a bigger guy on him, then he is too quick. So he is a nightmare matchup for anybody at that forward position. Look at this pass by Steph Curry.
Beatrice versus Nene.
Well, Beatrice, it's painful right now to watch him. He is so out of sync. He's had 5 or 6 point-blank shots that he just cannot finish.
He started 2 of 6. And Nene from outside. He's had a nice little run here over the last 5 games. Doug averaging 16 points a game, a couple points above his seasonal average and 9 rebounds.
Yeah, his foul problem, though, is a little bit of a concern.
Number 4 overall.
Yes, and come playoff time, they're thin on that bench. They come in with the Birdman, Chris Anderson. Remember that? They don't have a lot of big guys, so he's going to have to stay out of foul trouble in the playoffs.
Martin and Turioff. And they cuts inside on Beatrice, and that was knocked away with the fast hands of the Golden State Warriors, and the 2nd turnover for Denver.
Now, Golden State, number 1 in the NBA in steals and forced turnovers, so they thrive in that open court. Look at this play there by
a great knockaway, huh?
Ellis, and then a better block by Nene.
Billups to the trailing J.R. Smith, who on Sunday against Boston had 4 threes in that 4th quarter against the Celtics. Another 3 by Billups. He's belted in a lot of home runs already tonight. And here comes Curry.
Golden State gets out-rebounded 8 per game.
Evan George standing on the three. Curry off, stuck with it, held his ground, and slams it in. And Ronny Turiaf, who starts tonight with his first 2.
That's what he brings you, that energy, that hustle. They miss him when he is out of the lineup.
He loves the top of the circle lately, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Really
That's
shooting well from there.
Yeah, and he's making a lot better decisions, not just shooting all jump shots, Kevin.
He's had such a good season, has Kenyon Martin. Ellison didn't name with the mismatch. And he sticks with it. I will say this, the pace of a game like this is fun to watch. You have to go back and forth. There's a drive by Carmelo with a foul inside on Golden State.
And if you're Denver, you have to be very patient. Don't take the first available shot. Move the ball, you'll get a better one. Look at Nene there, the quickness, the shot blocking. Kevin, you talked about how well he's played in the last 5 ball games, and he is very much a critical man if they want to be able to advance to the NBA Finals.
Golden State Warriors have gone through numerous roster changes over the past decade or so. Back in the early part of the decade, they had players like Arenas and Jamison, Dampier, Jason Richardson, Dunleavy, and Murphy. 06-07, this exciting team. Dunleavy and Murphy were traded to the Indiana Pacers. Richardson remained and played with Baron Davis, Matt Barnes, Steven Jackson, Michael Pietrus. That was the year, Doug, 06-07, when they pushed the top seed Dallas Mavericks and won that series. And I mean, everything seemed to be pointing upward and onward for this franchise. What has happened from that point to this?
Well, they just had this constant turnover, and you see these young players. And Kevin, what happens? They've had 1 playoff appearance in the last 15 years. It's that what you talked about when they beat Dallas. What happens is when you get a lot of young players, and you think you're going to have them together for 7 to 8 years, it's very difficult to keep them together. Either somebody goes a free agent and gets more money somewhere else, or all of a sudden guys role change and guys want to be a little bit more on some other team, and it's very difficult. So you have to have a nice blend, and so that's why it's going to be very interesting for me to watch like teams like Oklahoma City with all these younger players. Memphis, you start putting these young teams together, and can you keep all those pieces together for a long period of time so they can become veterans and then start winning basketball games?
Anthony Morrow is coming for Biedrins for the Golden State Warriors.
Nice.
Wow, I should say so. Turiaf takes it in, and Curry spoon feeds him for Doug, his 2nd assist tonight.
What a beautiful pass. And Don Nelson told Craig Sager before the game, we think we can hurt them in pick and roll, and they have here early in this game.
It's Smith down the middle. JR can't hit. The Birdman is in. Billups is hit 3 from above the arc. This is Smith for 3. He belts one in, and now the advantage above the arc, plus 15 points for the Denver Nuggets. 5 threes.
And a lot of them have come off either tip balls on offensive rebounds or a broken play, a loose ball. You make the extra pass. That's when you really get those open threes, Kevin, is in those kind of situations. I call them sort of broken plays where you're not really matched up with a guy.
Morrow just picked up his first personal foul. Watch this pass. He drew some guys to him, opened up the middle, and Turiaf just rammed it home.
And very poor weak side defensive effort that time by the Denver Nuggets.
We were going to break last time. Devin George, who just picked up his 2nd personal foul. He was starting tonight going up against Melo. And here is one of those indispensable players on this Denver team, Kenyon Martin. A look now at the upcoming national TV schedule. And tomorrow night on ESPN, Dallas at Atlanta. That should be a beauty. Followed by Orlando at New Orleans. NBA TV on Saturday, 8:30 Eastern Time. Houston at Utah. NBA Fan Night. Go to NBA.com/NBA TV. Vote now for the game you want to watch on Tuesday, March 2nd. Voting ends tonight, midnight Eastern. ABC will have a doubleheader for you this Sunday beginning at 12:30 Eastern Time. Phoenix at San Antonio. Then Denver at the Lakers. And Denver has played Los Angeles well this season, up 2-0 on the season series so far.
They played all the good teams very well. I mean, that's the encouraging thing. They've beaten Orlando. They've beaten Cleveland twice. They've beaten the Lakers. It's these kind of teams that have caused them the problems, and usually it's been either in a back-to-back game or after a very, very big emotional win against a very good team.
Good point. They've beaten Los Angeles by 26 and by 13. And Martin from outside puts it in. Kenyon Martin, 32 years of age. A couple of NBA finals in his resume, Doug, and really just giving so much to this team in so many areas right now.
He's sort of the backbone of this team to me. When you look at Chauncey Billups, he's the quarterback. Melo's the best player, and I think that Kenyon Martin's the backbone, that linebacker mentality on defense.
Kind of a defensive quarterback. Ellis with the drive, and Turioff was not blocked off, and for a second possession, rams it home. So Golden State, which led by 3 early in the first quarter, will trail by 8 as we end the first. The Nuggets, this is an important game for them, a game they could slip up on.
Well, 9 second chance points, so right now Denver not doing a good job on the backboard.
Welcome back to Oakland. Denver leads by 8. It's time for the Lincoln Coach's Corner, and I'm here with Adrian Dantley. And AD, right from the start, it looked like Chauncey Billups was attacking Stephon Curry. Is that an advantage you think you have, we'll continue with?
Well, we're going to try to post Chauncey up. We want to go to a post-up game. I know George don't like that, but we want to try to get him in foul trouble. We just got to do a better job on our pick-and-roll defense and the weak side coming over. They get some baskets, some offensive rebound.
Offensively, a great quarter, 29 points, but Golden State with 21. Do you feel like Doug Collins said that you're getting hurt on the boards, you need to make adjustments?
Well, we know we got to do a better job rebounding. When our bigs come over to help, we got to have our guards come back in the V-back and box a man out.
All right, thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Doug, you were watching the front line for the Denver Nuggets tonight. They've scored a combined 10 points for Denver as we start this second quarter. And the backcourt of Ellis and Curry have scored 10 points for Golden State. So that's a wash right there. What do the numbers stand through one quarter out to you right now?
Well, 8 offensive rebounds for the Golden State Warriors. It's what Adrian Dantley talked about. And what's happened, Kevin, when you get the penetration and a guy goes for a block shot, it opens up that weak side of the board. And what Adrian was talking about is you got to get a guard or a smaller guy rotating down, try to get into that big man's legs and keep him off the board. And 9 second chance points for Golden State in that first quarter.
Turioff, Ellis for 3. Offensive rebound by George, and he throws it away. George, Turioff, Curry is out there, Anthony Morrow, and Ellis, the 5 for Golden State, starting the second quarter.
And really, Golden State's gone to that small lineup now. They've got George and Turioff out there, but they've got Anthony Morrow with Curry and Ellis. So this is more the lineup that Don Nelson feels much more comfortable having on the floor.
Ty Lawson is in for the first time. He's taking the place of Billups out there with Smith and Anderson, Melo, and Kmart. With just seconds gone here in the second quarter. Denver on top by 8. They've led by as many as 10. The foul goes on Devin George, and that's his 3rd. Now, that was the big matchup tonight you wanted to see early. But now that is taken away. George picks up number 3 as he was going up against Anthony.
Well, now you've got, as Carmelo Anthony has gone out of the ball. Carmelo is in the ball game still, so now he's going to be matched up in there. Let's see if he can take advantage of this matchup. What he does with a quick step on Tolliver, just beating with the dribble. That's why the importance of Devin George being out there defensively. So this is a matchup that Carmelo should really take advantage of.
The dive inside by Ellis, beautiful play. He's put up 10 shots, make it his number 11 right there. There is a 3 by Smith. And Smith has come off the bench, Doug, with 6 in 6 minutes. And now is Anthony Tolliver. Doug just talked about him. Turioff with the miss.
That's not a good shot, Kevin. I mean, Ronnie Turioff takes that 15, 16-foot jump shot. Nobody underneath the basket to rebound the ball, and he's not a high percentage shooter.
Lawson to the uncovered Kenyon Martin. Anderson comes up with it. They get a fresh 24-second shot clock. Will travel there by J.R. Smith. So that's the 3rd turnover for the Denver Nuggets with 8 assists tonight.
Look at that quick step by Carmelo Anthony. Kevin, that's what I talked about. You put a bigger player on him, and look at this quickness. He just locks up Tolliver, gets him back on his heels, and then you put a smaller guy, and he punishes him with his power and his strength. That's why he's one of the top scorers in the NBA, having a great year. And Kevin, the thing I love is he gets to the lineup now about 10 times a game. The free throw line shooting 86% this year, which is a career high. Actually 85%. Looks like Ellis has a little blood on his arm. And athletic trainer over there, Tommy Abdenauer, brother of Mike Abdenauer in Detroit. One of the finer athletic trainers in this league over there working on him.
Would you say that Carmelo Anthony, Doug, is as versatile as any scorer right now in the NBA?
I think he can score in a lot of different ways. I mean, you'd have to throw in there, Kobe Bryant can take you behind the 3-point line. He can, take you off the dribble. He can post. I mean, LeBron James can beat you in so many different ways. That's why you're talking about these guys being the top scorers in the NBA. Very, very seldom is a great scorer a one-dimensional guy. Normally they can do a lot of things. They can get to the foul line. They can beat you in a lot of different ways.
And as you're plotting your MVP, we've got another quarter of the season to go, but where is Carmelo in that list right now?
He's in the top five. I mean, you know, I've got him up there. I've got Kobe, LeBron, and I've got Kevin Durant.
It's a pretty good name.
Those would be my top four right now.
Durant has just been spectacular.
Absolutely great. And what I like about it, Oklahoma City's winning. They're winning on the road. What a lot of people don't realize, in the Northwest Division, they have the best road record of the four top teams in the division. Their road record is better than Denver. Denver is at 13-14. Oklahoma City is 17-13.
Yeah, the only losing road record in that division is Denver's. As Doug said, a game below 500. J.R. Smith outside. Anderson tried to punch it back in. And it's Ty Lawson, the rookie out of North Carolina, for three. He puts it down.
What I talk about offensive rebounding, how it leads to three. You know, Birdman just kept that ball alive, tipped it back.
Denver is at 7 threes tonight. They've been terrific above the arc, plus 21 points in that category over Golden State. You're just talking about the road records of the division teams in the Northwest.
Actually, I didn't do the Thunder justice. They're 17-12, but look at that. And this is the Jazz started out, you know, they were 7-12 on the road. They have won 7 straight. On the flip side of that, the Nuggets started out very well. They are 6-10 in their last 16 road games. So to me, when I look at Denver and you say, like, looking down the crystal ball or whatever into the playoffs, what are key areas to me? You know, first of all, they've got to do a better job of winning on the road. But to me, they got to play better defense, improve shot selection, and George talks about being a more committed passing team. Move the ball. When they're a high assist team, they rarely get beat.
Well, the success can be measured in assists. If they get 20 or more, their record is 29-5. I mean, they have numbers to back that up. A nice drive inside by Carmelo Anthony, who now has 7. Again, only 8 players suiting up tonight for the injury-plagued Golden State Warriors, who tonight started their 33rd different lineup, #1 in the NBA. No team has turned it over that many times. And they've missed 331 player games to injury. I mean, it's just, they've had a decimated lineup as the foul goes on Martin.
Well, and Craig Sager was talking to Don Nelson before the game, and Nelly said they have not been able to have a full 5-on-5 practice since, I think, December 4th. And so, Kevin, you don't realize, you know, you get out of sync. It's tough for you to really work on things when all you're doing is playing games. And there's all the players that have been injured this year that have missed all of these games.
42% of their games, Doug, they've had only 8 or 9 players sit up. 42% of the games.
Well, at some point in time, you got to hope that you know, that some good luck is going to come your way. You're going to be able to keep your team healthy.
Rajon Bell, quiet early in the season. But the wrist injury keeps him out right now. Curry fighting for it, playing a little twister there. 2 rookies going head-to-head with Lawson. Martin trying to scoop it home. Here comes Curry the other way, and approaching 9 to play here in the second quarter. This Morrow was the #1 3-point shooter in the league a season ago. He's in the top 10 right now.
Carmelo knows that too, because when he caught that ball, he really crowded him and then he put it on the floor. No catch and shoot for Morrow there.
Anderson shoved out of bounds by Tolliver. Anderson sure gives a lot of energy. It lends itself to the play of the other guys in this Denver team.
Well, he was so critical last year. I thought early in the year he did not play at the same kind of standards. His numbers weren't that far off, Kevin, but he did not have the same impact. He's starting to play like Birdman played last year, and Denver will be much better off for it come playoff time.
Time now for League News presented by Old Spice. You can see how many times this group of players has had 30 points or more. Tonight, LeBron, for instance, had 36 in the Cleveland win at Boston. 33 times Kevin Durant has done that for the Oklahoma City Thunder. You take those top 4 names, those are the MVP guys you were talking about just moments ago.
Well, I mean, they do so much for their team. The thing I like about Durant, too, he's a much improved defensive player this year. We know LeBron's defense and what he brings. Carmelo's making a much more concentrated effort to be a better defender. We know Kobe's a first-team All-League defender when he really wants to buckle down and lock down on people. So You know, there's more to this MVP than just how many numbers you throw up, your team's wins and what you bring to the mix.
Doug, you're talking about transition defense and the importance of it tonight for the Denver Nuggets. In other words, stopping the Golden State fast break, and they've done a pretty good job. Only 4 Warrior fast break points so far.
Make them get back and shoot contested twos to keep them out of the paint. They've done a pretty nice job of that. The Warriors do have 16 points in the paint, but a lot of those came in the first quarter. So this period, they've done a much better job of getting back and defending the paint, and especially taking away those second chance points.
Chris Hunter out of Michigan has just checked in. He's undrafted. Here's Anthony Tolliver. He's out of Creighton. He's undrafted. Here's Morrow. He is undrafted. Missing that shot right there. J.R. Smith flying the other way. And Ellis, somebody got caught up and missed their defensive assignment. It may have been Ellis trying to close at the other end.
Now, J.R. Smith is doing what he's done the last 2 years. After the All-Star game, his numbers have really picked up.
Yeah, significantly. A couple years ago, he went from 10 points to 16 points a game. Doug, last season, he went from 13.7. Then after the break, about 18 points a game.
And his numbers have picked up, and his shooting has picked up here at the All-Star break, for the All-Star break, which is welcome news once again to the Nuggets fans.
Weaving is Ellis. The 2 Warriors sticking back at the other end. They're trying to collect themselves, and Denver couldn't cash in. Lawson with a 3. Another one. Wow, what great sharp shooting tonight. Woo. From 3-point territory by the Denver Nuggets. They've got 9. And then look at Ellis flying the other way and get down that lane for 2.
Probably trading 3 for 2 right now.
Yeah, that's right.
There's another wide open guy. They've stopped the play here. They've called a technical foul on Don Nelson.
Ellis was really hammered when he went to the rack on that previous drive. And Nelson, who will turn 70 in May, didn't like it.
Well, he gave Mark Lindsay an earful there. Mark is a very young official, and Nelly let him know he thought that Ellis got fouled on that play. I think the Golden State got a break there on that technical, but it looked like Ty Lawson had a wide open 3-point shot. We saw that the other day in the Boston-Denver game. They called a foul on technical foul on George Karl, stopped the play, and Doc Rivers was very upset. He thought he had a fast break layup. Normally they will wait till after the play is over, and then they will give you the technical foul so they don't take away your break opportunity.
Carmelo Anthony now 1 of 5 from the free throw line. Nene, Hunter defends. Tried to defend.
Boy, Nene, he has got so much skill. He's so light on his feet. He can use either hand. I've said it so many times when we do Denver's game. He's a reluctant scorer, Kevin. He's easily a 20 and 10 guy, but much more comfortable being a 15-point per game guy.
Tolliver galloping for the basket right there. Look at Creighton's Anthony Tolliver. Undrafted, played in Italy, played in the D-League. He's had a couple of 10-day contracts with this injured Warrior team, and here he is now, and they like him, and they want to get some more minutes.
Well, this is an opportunity. I mean, you get a chance to play. You show people there's 30 teams in this league. All you need is one team to like you to stay in the NBA.
Tolliver played 19 games last season with the San Antonio Spurs. Here comes Curry, 4 of 8. Smith is on him. Pick and roll with Tolliver. Oh, with a nice swing. It's inside to Hunter. Lawson, so fast. Oh, what a great acrobatic shot by last year's ACC Player of the Year from North Carolina, Ty Lawson.
See, what they're doing now is they've got that 3-guard attack. I've always talked about how lethal this lineup is. I mean, Ty Lawson with a spectacular shot. But you've got Lawson and Chauncey Billups out there guard, and now you've got J.R. Smith as a small forward, so they've got so much firepower on that perimeter right now.
Tolliver over Anderson. Lawson, by the way, now with 8 points in the second quarter. Billups is back into Morrow. The pace at which Golden State plays is the fastest pace in the NBA. So the numbers you see, Doug, for some of those players, Ellis and others, sometimes inflated because the pace and the minutes played are so exorbitant.
Well, they take 85 shots a night, which is second most in the NBA.
And tonight, they have taken 42 shots to Denver's 35. And Denver can play at a pretty good pace themselves. They take the 5th most shots.
See, the one thing about Denver, their shot attempts are a little skewed because they take almost 32 free throws a night, which is first in the league. And so, you know, you don't get a shot attempt when you get fouled shooting a 2-shot foul. So that number gets a little skewed when you look at the Denver Nuggets numbers.
Devin George is checked in for Tolliver. There you see Carmelo, a 3 of 7 night with 7 points on the bench for the Denver Nuggets. Lawson watching Ellis, doubled by Nene. We saw Denver back in the preseason. George Karl told us at that time, I'm anxious to see how Lawson and Billups play together in the same backcourt.
Well, they play great, and I think the interesting thing is going to be come playoff time. George has always been an Anthony Carter guy. He's always trusted him, and in the heat of the moment in the playoffs, will he stay with Ty Lawson, or we go back to that comfort of Anthony Carter?
Years, 2nd-round pick by the Los Angeles Lakers. Open heart surgery himself, so if anyone can speak to those benefits, it's him.
Yeah, and he's a great young guy. When you're around him, he's always upbeat, always so positive.
Hunter inside, working on Anderson.
Okay, Steph Curry, for a rookie, runs that screen roll very, very well. Makes the pass.
There's a steal right there. 2-on-1 with Ellis. Anthony Morrow working on Anderson. Ellis retrieves and keeps it alive. The 3-point shooting at Denver tonight has been devastating against the Warriors.
Now they've made 9, which ties their number for a half. They've done that twice this season.
Ellis, Billups is on him. Chauncey with the lead pass, subsequently to Smith. The 3, the close by Curry. Lawson keeps it alive. Then it goes against Ellis.
See, Denver's got a lot of versatility with this lineup. You know, I'd like to even see Carmelo with this group. You put Carmelo in there with Nene, and you actually have that Carmelo as your power forward, and you've got J.R. Smith, Chauncey Billups, and Ty Lawson. That's speed and power and scoring with Nene as a center. So interesting to see if Adrian Dantley uses that lineup at all tonight. You see Carmelo getting a little bit of a rest here with about 5 minutes to go in the 2nd period.
Anderson out. Kmart has come back in. This is Billups over Curry. Chauncey Billups has been razor sharp with his shooting tonight, including a bunch of threes, 5 of 7 overall, and 15 points.
20 points combined now for Flalo and Billups in that backcourt.
Curry with that silky smooth stroke.
Boy, this young guy is going to be a terrific NBA player.
Of course, his dad, Dell, with many years in the NBA, a lot of them with the Charlotte Hornets. He was a sharpshooter himself. His mom was a great volleyball player, Sonia.
Look at this little nice little give and go that time to Chris Hunter with a nice finish with the left hand. And this time you're going to see him cross it back over, rejects the screen, pulls back, and knocks down that long-range jump shot.
Curry just picked up his first personal foul. We have 2 of the best offensive teams in the NBA on display tonight. Both teams, Doug, in the top 10 in all the significant categories. Morrow for 3. He was the former North Carolina high school basketball player of the year, growing up in Charlotte. Short time at Georgia Tech, undrafted in the NBA. A real find here in the Bay Area.
Now he can shoot that ball.
And Martin takes it in hard and slides for 2 and a foul.
That's what you got to do. You come back after a big 3 like that, and you go right into the post and punish that front line. That's exactly what you have to do. I mean, Don Nelson knows that he's so limited. He's playing D-League guys over there on the front line, and Denver's playing Carmelo Anthony and Kenyon Martin, and Nene is, what do you got for us, Craig Sager?
Kevin mentioned the fact that Anthony Morrow was the player of the year, played at Charlotte Christian, also actually played against Stephen Curry, who was at Charlotte. He was at Charlotte Christian, and Morrow was at Charlotte Latin. They played against each other twice in high school. They won 1 game apiece, but the big story is that Stephen Curry goes back to Charlotte next Saturday to play for the first time as an NBA player in Charlotte. His father, Del Curry, is one of the announcers for the Bobcats, and they have taken up every possible ticket you can possibly imagine because the entire Davidson team wants to go there as well because they're from nearby Charlotte. So quite a homecoming for Steph Curry next Saturday night as he plays in Charlotte for the first time.
Hunter just picked up his second personal foul. Curry, Doug, was the January Rookie of the Month in the NBA.
Yeah, I just was down at Duke, and I saw his brother Seth, who's redshirting down there, and he said, tell my brother to send me some money. So I don't know if Steph is going to do that, but Seth, I delivered the message for you, buddy.
You're just the messenger,
I'm just
right?
the messenger. I said, Steph, I didn't ask for it. Seth did, that's all.
Warriors are shooting 37%. Denver shooting 52%. And the assist turnover, Doug, for Denver tonight's been terrific. 15 assists and just 5 turnovers. As the foul goes on Kmart right there, who picks up his second. George playing with 3. Will inbound for the Golden State Warriors, coming in 16-4. They have the 3rd worst record in the NBA in back of 5-win New Jersey and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Ellis, the edge, who just checks in the game. Again missing. Right on the doorstep, and a foul called on Nene.
Now this is going to be interesting. Walking to the line here, he's 3 for 23 on the year. And you already see him practicing his shot here. You can only imagine what's dancing through his mind right now. At this percentage, he'd be the worst free throw shooter in the history of the NBA for a season. He only attempted 3 in the last 13 games, which tells you he does not want to get fouled. Let's see how he responds here. Actually knocks it down.
And he picks up his 3rd personal foul. Doug, he was averaging last season a double-double. And there was even some mention come All-Star time that maybe he would be a guy that they may reel into the All-Star game. He is averaging 7 less points this season and 3 less rebounds this season.
I think a lot of it, he was hurt, and who knows how healthy he is. You know, Kevin, you know, a lot of times guys don't say a lot. He's out there playing. We don't know how healthy he is. And secondly, there's no question he's lost confidence. You can see him. He used to finish around the rim. He's missed 5 or 6 shots he would have normally finished.
Anthony for 3. Iverson claims it right there. Played for the Latvian national team this past summer. A lot of people think that maybe he got too many miles this summer and didn't have a chance to recoup and have a chance to come into training camp fresh. But a lot of kids play in the offseason. But those national teams take a lot of time away. As Ellis misses a long shot, Anderson collects it inside for Denver. Billups for 2. That's a long 2. Sean's had to look over, make sure he was up 6 of 9 and a 18-point game-high total so far for Chauncey Billups. Ellis tries inside and finds it with a beautiful slashing move. He's got 12.
A scoring machine, Monte Ellis. You look at his numbers, Kevin, you talked about it, almost 26 a night. 2nd in the league in minutes played at almost 42 minutes. He's 17th in assists, 2nd in steals. He does lead the league in turnovers, but this young guy knows how to score.
Aflalo picks up his 3rd foul for the Nuggets, up 61-44 on TNT. Well, the Denver Nuggets have won all the matchups with the Golden State Warriors this season. They have not swept Golden State since the 2000-2001 year. They're trying to tonight. Malik Allen has checked in. And you can see some of the numbers with this season. The story that we want to report to you, though, right now is that Kenyon Martin was hit in the leg. We're not sure if it was the knee or the foot. He has walked off, albeit hobbling, off the floor. And they have gone into the locker room to check him. And, of course, Doug, I mentioned the word indispensable was used in the Denver Post about what he has meant. He seems to pick up when Billups is out or when Karl-Anthony is out. Martin was always there to pick up the slack and increase his own numbers.
Well, his offensive efficiency is much better this year. And if you look at his rebounding, Kenyon Martin, in November, a little over 7 boards a game. December, a little over 9. January and February, over 11 rebounds a night. That would put him as one of the top 5 rebounders in the NBA. That's how important he is to this team on the defensive end, and especially rebounding on a team that doesn't rebound well.
This is Karl-Anthony from in tight, and Melo tonight has gone 4 of 10. Under 60%, just a hair under 60% shooting in the 2nd quarter for the Denver Nuggets. Another rebound there for Anderson.
Monte Ellis now has taken 17 shots to get 13 points. If you are Denver, you're doing a very good job.
We talk about, there's Beatrice picking up about volume shooting. We just talked about Kenyon Martin, and Craig has been on that story. Craig, what do you have?
Well, Kenyon Martin went back with athletic trainer Jim Gillen. He has a bumped knee. He bumped knees with one of the players. He's back now, right now, nothing serious. So looking for him to put a little bit of ice on it, and he should return.
Ellis was going up on that shot you saw. And Kmart, left knee. Both have been, as we mentioned before, both have been under the knife with microfracture surgery.
You know,
so
I think
it's always a concern.
I'm sorry, Kevin. I think that he is probably as active and jumping and running as well as he has in a long time. It takes you a long time to get through those injuries, and Kenyon Martin battled through a lot. And remember, a few years ago, he and Nene missed a lot of games. And when they lost Marcus Camby, big question is going to be, you know, those guys were guys who had suffered through injuries, and what were they going to do? And then all of a sudden, Chris Birdman Anderson comes in, and Nene this year has been incredibly healthy. When you look at his numbers, he's not missed a game all season long.
And just a note on Kenyon Martin, Doug, he's playing a career-high 35 minutes a game. Hunter and Tolliver. This is George with Ellis out there. Morrow, that's the 5 for the Golden State Warriors. That's a 3-point hit for Tolliver, Anthony Tolliver. He was with Portland in December on a 10-day contract. Played the D-League, as we mentioned before. Signed for a couple 10-day contracts here. After Italy. Long shot by Lawson won't go. Oh! That pops up high, and Hunter is under it. Ellis with 13, Curry with 13. Jack Donaldson on the run. Doug, tonight, you know, we were watching him warm up before the game. There were no expectations with this Denver team, rather with the Golden State team, but the pressure was clearly on Denver. We're going to pick that up in a second as we take you to Atlanta, and here's Ernie Johnson.
All right, thank you, Kevin. Coming up shortly on the T-Mobile Halftime Report, you're going to get first-half analysis from Kenny and Charles. We'll have the highlights of the Cavs and Celtics from Boston earlier tonight. And on Inside the NBA, a visit from the Mavs' Caron Butler and complete highlights. Now, back to Oakland and the rest of that story. Pitt.
Thank you, EJ. We'll tell that. There was no expectation on this Golden State team coming in tonight, as it's going to be the case for the rest of the year. And so truly all the pressure coming into tonight was on the Denver Nuggets.
And that makes them very dangerous. When you're a team that really has nothing to lose, you take shots freely. When up you miss, they don't really mean much because you're not going anywhere because you're so beat up and so injured. And Denver's got so much at stake. They're looking for that number 2 seed. It's a beautiful pass. Chauncey Billups, Chris Birdman Anderson, nice little cut along that backside and gets the easy score.
Billups with 4 assists. No turnovers. Tolliver can't hit. Another offensive rebound. Just the second in this quarter for the Golden State Warriors. And outside it turns into a 3, and it comes from the fingertips of Anthony Morrow.
I'll tell you, for our fans watching out there, just watch how often an offensive rebound leads to a 3-point shot.
Anderson. Malik Allen. Played for 7 teams in his NBA career, lost him from point-blank range. This Golden State team is trailed by as many as 19. Doug, they've come back from a lot of those kind of deficits this season. Ellis on the fly. That's a 3.
2-for-1 possession. Nice job that time by Monte Ellis. They get a stop here and a score. As well as Denver has played, Golden State is right back in the game. When you can score, you're never out of the ball game.
Ellis has 13. Here comes Lawson. 7-second difference. Game clock and shot clock. Allen fans. Here comes Morrow. Tolliver. Billups. Lawson for 3. Good if it goes, and it does. Ah, they wipe it away. They'll review it. They'll take a look at it, but both officials felt pretty confident. The light was on, the horn sounded, and it will not count. Let's see it again.
Golden State fighting back. Very fortunate here. That ball is in his hands. That will not count. But again, Kevin, Golden State will not go away. This crowd, one of the best crowds in the NBA. Just a little bit too late here by Ty Lawson as Denver fights back here. Golden State fights back with a 14-6 run to end this second period.
All right, so Chauncey Billups was terrific from 3-point territory, starting things out. He has 19 points. That is a game high. Let's go to Craig Sager.
Well, Chauncey, when you joined this team a year ago, you stressed the importance of winning all the games against those teams that didn't have good records to get good seeding. This year, you're only 12-10 against teams under 500. Did you have to have another talk before tonight?
Not really. I think, we know where our struggles have come this year. And teams like this is kind of who we struggle with. We don't, come to play like we probably should, like most championship caliber teams do every single night. And these are scary games, but we got to tighten up in the second half.
You certainly came out strong, looking for your shot, taking the threes. Will you be that aggressive in the third quarter?
Yeah, I'm be aggressive. I know that, all of our guys got to really be aggressive against a team like this and try not to give them too much confidence like we did the last 4 minutes.
Right, the last shot does not count, so the lead now is 65-56.
We'll be all right.
And we'll be back with a T-Mobile halftime report. AJ, Kenny, and Charles in our studios in Atlanta.
Is presented by the United States Marine Corps. That's our halftime score. 65 first half points by the Denver Nuggets with Hall of Famer Doug Collins, Kevin Harlan. Golden State's not going to go away, are they?
No, they aren't. I mean, Kevin, they've come back from 18-point deficits 3 times this year, and you saw at the end of the half, they hit some threes, but more importantly, they got into their running game. And I think if I'm Adrian Dantley, my concern is our transition defense. After only 4 points in that first quarter, they gave up 11 fast break points, and this Golden State thrives in the open court.
A lot of threes from both teams in that first half.
Yeah, 4 of the threes for of the 9 threes that Denver hit came on offensive rebounds, where that ball was kicked out. Chauncey Billups off to a great start. He had 3 of 4 in that first half. Aaron Aflalo lines up his only 3. He was 1 of 1. And then Ty Lawson came in off the bench. He had 2 of 3. He had 8 points. And then J.R. Smith, he was 3 of 5 tonight from behind the arc. So the three-point shooting at one point in time, Denver was plus 24 from behind the three-point line. Golden State cut into that. Now it's only a 12-point differential there for the Denver Nuggets.
As we take a look at the game summary presented by Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games. So how about this? Golden State shoots 38%. They're only down by 9 points. Ellis over 2 defending Nuggets. No Kenyon Martin in this second half. Malik Allen will take his place. Terry off inside of Flalo defending. It's a 3. That is up and in by Devin George, the defense by Carmelo Anthony.
Those second shots are deadly, and right now, Adrian Dantley cannot be happy. That's 12 offensive rebounds now that his team has given up.
Martin banged knees late in that first half, so he will not play. And hopefully get more of a word on his condition as the second half goes through. There's Malik Allen, Doug, hitting from outside.
Well, that's what he does. Malik Allen, the ultimate pro. He will be in the right spot defensively. A very good mid-range shooter.
Curry draws 2. And still hits. Steph Curry. He's got 13.
I love the
15, excuse me. I'm sorry, Doug.
I love the tempo that he plays at. And he's never in a hurry, and he's an easy guy to play with. When you're out there, Kevin, it's a nice rhythm to the game.
His dad taught him well.
Yes, he did. Imagine the horse games in that backyard with Steph, and Del Curry, and probably the most competitive one in the family is the mother.
Carmelo at 12, yep, great volleyball player in her own right. Nice feed inside to Tolliver, and that came from Steph Curry. Notice that Tolliver, Doug, is starting here in the second half, and not Biedrins, who started the game.
Well, Don Nelson could afford to be playing 4 and 5 out there offensively.
There's a deflection by Golden State. 9 to shoot. Screen by Allen. That allows the three-point hit by the terrific shooting Chauncey Billups.
I'm going to start calling him Mr. Third Quarter. Averages 7 in the third quarter, shoots 52% from 3. Again, those fresh legs coming out at halftime is when he's at his best shooting that long ball. As Tolliver lets it go. And right now, if I'm Denver and I'm Adrian Dantley, I'm a little concerned. We're getting into a shootout. And you don't want to do that here with the Golden State Warriors.
Well, as Billups takes it inside right here. Tolliver's hit a couple of threes. With 9:29 to play here in the third quarter. The foul, Craig Sager, goes on Billups for the first time. What have you found out about Kenyon Martin?
Well, Kenyon Martin told Adrian Dantley at halftime, he said, listen, let me go ahead and play the third quarter and let me see how it feels. However, during warm-ups, he noticed that he had a pain shooting down his left leg. He told the athletic trainer, Jim Gillen, who stepped in, intervened. He said, no, don't play tonight. We'll ice it on the play and see how you feel tomorrow. Adrian Dantley says his biggest concern is the screen rolls here in the third quarter. They want to force everything left, which they did not do right there against Stephen Curry. He said, Monte Ellis has 18 field goal attempts, only 1 assist. We have to force him left, get the ball out of his hands.
Monte Ellis just coughed it up right there. That's his first turnover tonight, as the Warriors have their first turnover in the last 14 minutes. And Doug, just following up on the three-point shooting you talked about for Don Nelson's Golden State Warriors, starting 0-5, and since they've gone 7 of 8 shooting the three.
And you can get back in ball games very quickly. Here's Ellis unloading another three. I mean, this guy's got the ultimate green light. That's his 20th shot, 6 of 20. So they've done a nice job on him, forcing him to take 20 shots to get 18 points. You know, Kevin, I've always said my score thing is you make a guy take 1 shot, per point. You've done a nice job.
You also say when you go to battle, shoot. There's a Karl-Anthony shot. Nene right into Carmelo, and he now has 14.
It's 19 second chance points now for Denver. We talked about the advantage of that front line that they have. There's that nice give and go on the screen roll.
Billups. Right into Ellis. Technical.
I think it's going to be a second delay of game warning.
Yeah, right, and it goes on Chauncey, so second delay of game on the Denver Nuggets, automatically a T. With 8:17 to play here in the third quarter. Adrian Dantley taking the place of George Karl. Back in the state of Colorado and going through some treatment for throat cancer.
See what happened with Chauncey is Devin George wanted to get the ball in. As we talked about Golden State, they love to get the ball up the floor. What he did, he tapped the ball away to prevent them from getting the quick inbounds pass.
You know, with Karl gone here tonight, Chauncey just takes even more of a commanding feel on this team, doesn't he?
Well, I think that this is a veteran team, and so there's a lot of different guys on this team. You know, Chauncey is a guy that a lot of people give you that quarterback mentality that he brings, sense of purpose, attention to detail that he brought over from the great years he had with Detroit Pistons when they went to 6 conference finals, 2 NBA finals. He was the MVP of the NBA finals 1 year.
Oh, how far out was that, Coach?
That was back in Charlotte, North Carolina there. Boy, that young guy is really, really growing into a terrific player. Think about all the teams that passed him in the draft. Imagine putting him on Minnesota with Johnny Flynn.
Curry was the 7th overall pick. There's a foul called on the Denver Nuggets. And Turioff took it hard. Nene picks up his 4th.
He's got that same, what they call one-piece shot that his dad had. Just catch it, turn and let it go. There's no wasted motion. And reminds me of Kevin Durant a little bit in the fact that he shoots it from deep so easily.
Yeah, very curious. Minnesota picked Ricky Rubio 5 and Flynn 6. They could have had Curry, and what a great compliment those two would have been in that backcourt in Minnesota.
Well, I think what David Kahn was concerned about there a little bit was, 2 smaller guards. But I think what you're seeing also, too, is Stephen Curry. People underestimated that he was going to be a terrific point guard. I think everybody viewed him as an undersized scorer. And just reading all the stuff in the Golden State paper, Don Nelson said, we're at our best when Steph Curry's playing point guard, because he will advance the ball ahead on the break, and we're a better fast break team when he's playing point guard.
Anderson comes in for Nene, and J.R. Smith will come in for Afflalo, who just picked up his 4th personal foul. It's Morrow outside. The win away to Anthony, and there's another slam by Turioff, who Doug has 6 points after he has not been blocked out by Denver.
Just energy. Just get to the offensive boards.
6 points on plays like that, 8 total, but 6 on slams where he's been able to slide in. Smith for 3. Rebound, chased and retrieved by Anderson, and Denver controls.
You gotta be careful. All those threes can be fool's gold. All those shots that went early for Denver, a lot of them go right now.
Inside, Carmelo Anthony puts in 2. Now Melo on his night, 7 of 14. Has 16 points.
It's going to be a flagrant foul on Malik Allen. He went to the head and grabbed Monte Ellis. You know what? I never like guys grabbing guys, Kevin, as they have that leg planted to go up the jump. Watch as he starts to plant that leg, and Malik Allen grabbed him. It's going to be a flagrant foul. The ball will be sidelined out of bounds, 2 free throws, but that's how you blow a knee out. When you plant your leg like that and somebody holds you down, and Malik Allen is by no stretch of the imagination a dirty player. I mean, that guy is one of the all-time really good pros in this league. I just don't like to see guys grabbed when they're getting ready to jump like that. I just think you're so susceptible to injury when that leg is planted.
Allen picks up his 3rd personal foul, taking the place of the injured Kenyon Martin, and it's a flagrant 1. And here is Ellis at the line, the ultimate volume shooter, as you were talking about back in the first half.
Well, see, he's got to the line now 7 times.
Right.
So here is Malik Allen there. He grabs him up around above the shoulders. Anytime you go above the shoulders like that, it's going to be a flagrant 1, and Malik Allen will sit down. And I like this lineup now. They've got Carmelo Anthony playing as a 4, and they've got Lawson in the game right now. I love this Denver lineup with Chris Anderson out there as their center.
Ellis into Smith. Billups. Smith for 3. Curry the rebound.
See, I just don't think you need that quick 3. I think you've got to play through Carmelo Anthony right now. He has such an advantage.
Oh, what a pass by Curry. A look away. And in stride, he gets Ronnie Turioff. Golden State Tigers on a 10-2 run.
Again, the fast break, the transition defense that was so good in that first quarter now starting to elude Denver.
2-point game. Back away inside by Morrow. Golden State led earlier by 3. This for the lead. And picked up by Anthony.
How great is this crowd? I mean,
It's terrific.
This is a 16-win team. As Chauncey scores, and you would think that they were the team that was playing for the 2nd seed. Monte Ellis talked about that to Craig Sager tonight before the game. He said, our fans are so good.
You would never know, they're right, that they've won only 16 games. George for 3. Lawson. Carmelo into Curry. 18 for Melo.
See, that guy's got to touch the ball now. Carmelo Anthony has such an advantage. You can go inside. If you get the double team, you can always kick out and shoot the 3-point shot. And right now, Denver's going through one of those stages where that ball is sticking. They're not moving the ball. I know George Karl probably sitting at home watching this game. They're not committed to the pass right now, and that's one of the reasons why Golden State has gotten back into this game. That, and they've been lax on their transition defense.
Every night that we play here, even though our record is the way it is, if you came here and watch us play, which you would see tonight, you would think that we are the 2nd seed in the playoffs, how the way our fans are. And, you know, it's crazy how I never saw a team that have a losing record and the fans still come out and you still sell out every night, and they bring that energy every night, and that's what they do.
Monte Ellis drafted right out of high school from Jackson, Mississippi. 2nd-round pick. Big-time contract recently signed. Curry missing. By the way, Curry and Ellis have combined for 39 points tonight. And they'll stay right there. They're the highest scoring backcourt in the NBA coming in. Billups is leading all scorers with 26 and a bunch of threes. Smith for 3, right down the middle.
I love it. He can miss 4 in a row, and he's going to take that 5th one. There's going to be the steal, and he's going to take another one. That's what he can do. He can absolutely change the game with his shooting in a positive way, or he can do it in a negative way. But a big mistake that time by Steph and Curry throwing that ball in, and back-to-back threes by J.R. Smith.
Turioff is out. Biedrins has come in for the first time in the second half for the Golden State Warriors after starting. This is Curry, defended right there by Carmelo, who picks up the foul. That's number 2 on Anthony, 4 on Nene, 4 on Aflalo for Denver. Quick threes. J.R. Smith who is not really having a great season, but we talked about the difference over the last couple of years from the first half of the year to the post-All-Star performances of J.R. Smith.
Well, he's streaky. You know, that's the one thing about him. And a player like that who has that kind of talent, sometimes you have to sit over there and you have to live with the mistakes. I think the big thing, and he talked to Craig Sager before the game, is he understands now you're not going to win these battles against your coach. And so, you know, I think he said something interesting to Craig. He said, you know, I realize that everybody's not out against me, that people are trying to help me, and you start listening and you make the game so much easier because he does have so much talent. You know, sometimes he gets himself out of sync because he tries to do too much and force things. If he would just take his time, he has so much talent, the game would be so easy.
Defended by George, the drive inside by Billups. Here's Anderson. 3-second inside, it's on Denver. Doug, the chemistry of the Nuggets, I think, is especially good this year. Not that it was not last year. Last year, terrific. I think it might even be better this season for Denver.
I think they learned a lot in the playoffs last year. I think they understand what's at stake and what they're going to have to do. And I think they're rallying around their coach right now. They really admire and feel so good about George being the coach. It's going to be a moving pick on Biedrins. And I think they understand what George is going through. And I think they want to win basketball games for their coach.
May have been a travel. May have been a travel on Ellis.
Okay.
But it looked like it was a moving skin. So probably could have gone either way. Nonetheless, here comes Denver. Coming in with the second best record in the Western Conference at 37-19. Number 4 overall in the NBA. Anthony with the drive and taking his time, and Anderson tries to put it back. Multiple chances and basket interference. The Denver Nuggets in the month of January, Doug, 12-3. Over the last 9 games, they've won a game, they've lost it. They've won a game, they lost 5 and 4 over the last 9. They've not been able to put 2 together here.
Well, they need to start putting together some games on the road. That's what they have to do. That's when you start really growing up as a team, is when you can start going out winning 5-6 games on the road.
Biedrins to Curry with a great feed. Curry made the move, lost some bit. Rebound by J.R. Smith. His 5th rebound with 15 points off the bench. Billups, another 3. Chauncey Billups with 29, continuing to knock down the 3-ball.
At least he was honest. He told Craig Sager the third quarter, I'm going to come out, look for my shot. And he's doing that. And once again, he's knocking down those long threes.
He's got 10, Doug, in the third quarter. In the first quarter tonight, Chauncey had 11. So the first and third, and you called this before the game. You warned us about it here at halftime. This is the guy to watch. Coming out of the gates and coming out of halftime.
Well, I talked to George a couple weeks ago, and he said, you know, when Chauncey's got fresh legs is when he shoots the 3 well. Denver's on a 13-2 run. Chauncey's legs are feeling very good, and Denver is pushed his lead back up to 13 once again.
To the year, and Doug, he is 7 wins shy, including tonight of tying Lenny Wilkens for the most all-time wins as a head coach in the NBA.
Well, you think about it, if you throw in his playing career, all the playoff games, coaching, all the things, how about 3,742 games for Don Nelson?
Wow. That's a lot. 70, as we mentioned back in the first half. He'll be 70 in May. Lawson with a nice tip, and Biedrins came down, knocked it away. I like the hustle from Biedrins, who has been in an awful slump. Picks up his 4th personal foul right there with 2:49 to play in the third.
Oh, great hustle by Biedrins here to chase down the speedy Ty Lawson. I thought that ball might have been goaltended, so let's.
To complete the story on Don Nelson, and this is, like we said, the second to last year in his contract, there has been rumbling among the people that follow the Warriors, and certainly in the press in San Francisco and Oakland. But, you know, it's going to be interesting. This team is not winning a lot. There's talk of perhaps a change. Would they keep him around to get the record? I mean, there's a lot at play here with him and his record and what he has meant to this franchise and to the NBA.
Well, I think it would be great if they could get these 8 wins. So Nelly comes back next year, and it wouldn't be with any thought in mind of getting the record if he could get it this year. And I think it would be great if he could do that. Then he comes back next year, and it's
because he wants to,
and his desire and love to coach and stuff.
Good point. Yeah. Morrow, shot clock down to 7. We have not said that very often. They usually hit it in the first 7 seconds. There's Steph Curry knocking one in again. Doug, he's put in 23 points on 15 shots.
Wow. Ooh, is right.
Man, oh
Ooh.
man.
You just talk about upper body strength. That's why I said you can't guard him. You play him with a guy who doesn't have that kind of strength. He just bounces right off of him.
Noah's third youngest player to pass 12,000 points. Right above him, LeBron and Kobe. And then Karl-Anthony. Lawson takes it inside. Ty Lawson gives him another gear. And he's a favorite, one of the best rookies in the NBA. 10 points in 15 minutes off the bench.
You think you can come off the bench with J.R. Smith and Ty Lawson? You think you have the ability to change the game? Look at this move by Steph Curry. Wow.
How fun is he? Ooh. 25 points for Curry. 12 in this third quarter.
What a move.
Tolliver is watching Garnett. Beardridge got some defense in there. And here comes Monte Ellis the other way. 6 of 21. Anderson with the rebound. He's got 8. Now there's been some complaint about Golden State doing that right there. Lawson was called. Watch this.
What's Steph Curry like? Whoop. Nope. Chris Anderson goes flying through the air, the Birdman. And it's like, whoop, nope. I'm going to come back. What a great shot there. His little English to kiss that ball off the glass. That's imagination right there. That's just being in a gym, being by yourself, being creative, thinking of all the different kind of shots. Remember now his senior year at Davidson, he moved to the point guard position. His junior year, he had a very good point guard. I think the kid's last name was Richards or whatever, one of the best assist guys in the NBA. And Steph, his senior year, had to move to the point guard position.
The left hand into the Birdman, and he comes up with his 27th point. Curry, who led college basketball in scoring a season ago, comes right in on Anderson. Anderson picks up his first personal foul. This is a left-handed shot by a right-handed shooting Curry.
Again, imagination. You get the whistle, you throw it up on the glass, and you get the kind roll. So we've seen 2 beautiful shots off the glass, one with the right hand, one with the left hand. And Kev, what I like what he's doing tonight, he's getting to the line. This is going to be his 6th free throw. And when you look at his numbers on the season, he's only attempted 126 free throws in 56 games. And he's attempted 236 threes. So I think his next step is going to be not only just that 3-point line, but being able to get in there, create, get fouled, and get to the free throw line. He's such a great free throw shooter. You're going to see his game really expand.
Warriors do have a foul again. And it goes up on J.R. Smith, who goes crashing to the floor. And will pick up the foul. Obviously. 51 seconds to play here in the third. Smith with a couple coming his way. 3 fouls now on Hunter. George Lopez is bringing the party back to late night. Don't miss Lopez live tonight. The party continues weeknights at 11. 10 Central, only on TBS, with Hall of Famer Doug Collins. And our terrific reporter, Craig Sager. Kevin Harlan at the Oracle Arena in Oakland. One finishing note on Curry, Doug. Well, where is he in your Rookie of the Year thought process right now? I guess we throw, obviously, Tariq Evans in that conversation as well.
Well, the beauty of it is he and Tariq Evans are getting a ton of minutes on bad teams. So they're really getting a chance to really play and do a lot of the things that a lot of these guys aren't getting a chance to do. But, I mean, he's going to be in the top 2 probably. I think he and Tariq Evans,
sure.
Early in the year it was Brandon Jennings. He sort of cooled off. But I tell you, the Milwaukee Bucks are starting to win some games now. They're in the playoff picture. Scott Skiles has done a great job.
Boy, there's some good young guards in this NBA here with 9 seconds into Hunter. Great feed from Curry, who comes up with assist number 9 with his 28 points. You know, he's already had a triple-double as a rookie this season.
He had 35 points, 10-something assists, 10 rebounds. I mean, those are huge numbers for a point guard.
Anthony bulldozing his way with a great first move, and a foul is called. Tolliver was over there defending, picks up his second. But think of that. I mean, there have not been many rookies, Doug, in the history of professional basketball that have gotten the triple-double. But Curry is one of them.
Well, I just tell you, 35-plus points, 10-plus rebounds, 10-plus assists as a rookie. I'll tell you the guys who've done it. Elgin Baylor, Jerry West, Michael Jordan, Jason Kidd, Stephon Curry. And then I guess you can throw Oscar Robertson in. He did it 9 times. Those other guys did it once.
I guess you could.
So that's pretty select company for a young guy to be with those guys. All Hall of Fame players.
Can he beat the buzzer? Nope. Golden State, Doug, has only won 16 games. They are fun to watch, though, huh?
Well, they're never out of the game, and when they're up, they're never safe. I mean, they're gonna have all kinds of mood swings, but we've seen them when they get hot. They can shoot that ball.
At the end of 3, Nuggets on top, 98-87 on TNT. Marine Corps from the Oakland, San Francisco area. That's our score at the end of 3. Moments ago, our Craig Sager got a hold of Hall of Fame Golden State coach Don Nelson.
Well, Coach, as Doug Collins mentioned, the Warriors are never out of a game. 3 times this year you've come back from 18-point deficits. You're now down by 11 going to the 4th. What do you have to do to pull this one out?
Well, Doug, I hope you're right. Well, we're going to have to make some shots. I mean, there's no question that, we're a little behind on the talent, but we haven't made the shots we normally do. I think Monty's going to have to heat up. I'm going to give him a rest here for about 3 minutes. Hopefully he can get on track, but we have to make shots. That's how when you're small, you've got to make shots.
In your illustrious career, at one time there was a knock on you, fair or not, that you didn't like to play rookies. What's it like to coach Stephon Curry?
I don't like to play bad rookies. I like to play good rookies. I got a good one. Steph Curry's going to be a sensational point guard. We love him to death. He's a perfect rookie to have, and I'll play him every minute I can.
All right, thanks a lot. Thank you, Kevin.
Good stuff, Craig. Curry had 15 in that 3rd quarter. Karl-Anthony had 11 for Denver. Morrow for 3.
That's what they can do. They'll spread the floor. Morrow, if you give him an inch of daylight, he'll knock that shot down. And what Don Nelson's going to hope here is they can get this game within striking distance, put Ellis back in the game, and he will be fresh and maybe give him a nice finishing kick.
A lot of comebacks by this Golden State team, and trailing by a ton. How about that foul on J.R. Smith?
Well, the last 2 games here, Kevin, they have been down 17 at home against Atlanta. They came back, outscored them by 21, won that game by 4. The other night against Philadelphia, down 17. Got it to 3, had a chance late in that ball game, could not put it away. So, I mean, they are very much right now, you're talking about an 8-point game. That's a 3-possession game. The way Morrow and some of these guys, Stephon Curry, can shoot that 3.
Like we said earlier, there's no pressure on Golden State and a ton on this Denver team. Hunter from outside. That's a 2. Chris Hunter, who played at Michigan, undrafted, was in the D-League as an all-star. He played in Poland. He played in Belgium. And now he's getting some more minutes in the absence of Biedrins.
Oh, he was excited. He knocked that jump shot down. I don't think in his wildest dreams he thought he was going to shoot that 20-footer.
Coach, he's 3 of 4 tonight. Nene Anderson with the flush.
Nice pass by Nene. Got those soft hands, little wrap around behind the back pass.
Curry, 10 of 17. Feeding to Hunter. I really believe Curry almost drives the lane to score, but finds great passes with all of his different, he has like eyes in back of his head. The foul on a follow for the 5th time.
Oh, here's Nene with the little wrap around, and then the other end Curry. But see, Stephen Curry, when you can score, people have to respect that. They're going to come over, and they're going to have to play you. He has a great feel for when to make that pass. And you notice he doesn't leave his feet. He get in the air a lot and get himself caught.
You talk about that a lot.
You know, Stockton was very good about that. Steve Nash, these guys who keep their feet on the ground, so you're not mistake prone once you get in the air.
Curry now with 10 assists. He has the double-double tonight with his 28 points. Ellis with 20, combined 48 with the backcourt. Chauncey Billups is leading all scorers with 29. And a lot of threes for Chauncey in this contest. 5 of 6 beyond the arc. Hunter. Nuggets have led by as many as 19. Warriors led early by 3.
Hanging around, 6 points. That's a danger time for Denver. They do not want to get into a scrum here with 6 minutes to go.
Billups comes in for a follow. Nene. Anderson hit high. Hunter got him. There goes the headband. I think Hunter picks up the foul. He does for the Golden State Warriors. Clock at 9:59. That's the 4th on him. And be there live for all the action. Go to NBA.com/tickets now. Reserve your seats to see your favorite NBA team take the court. Like those guys are. The NBA where memories happen. You mentioned something before about this crowd. 16-win season. Not many wins last year. So few playoff appearances over the years. I mean, there hasn't been a whole lot to cheer for. They've had some exciting moments. Yet they almost fill this building every night.
Well, there's an old saying: if you're going to be bad, at least be exciting. And they are. I mean, they don't come down and play, a 90, 92-point game or whatever, and milk the clock. They play an open court game. They shoot the ball. They score a lot of points. They play an exciting brand of basketball. They just got to get healthy and see what they have. They've got to get some big men healthy to see how good they are. Brandon Wright, Anthony Randolph, these guys, as Morrow posts up against Chauncey Billups. But are these young guys going to be good enough on that front line to be contributors to a playoff team?
Throwing Corey McGrady, who's out for about 8 games. Billups uses that baseline with a nice drive where his 31st point. I mentioned the injury to Anthony Randolph. Rodmanovich is on this team. Raja Beller's on this Golden State team and injured. Another turnover. Smith against Devin George, the trailing Lawson. Nice move by J.R. Smith.
That was a great play. Now, I don't know whether Lawson yelled at him or not to let him know. But J.R. Smith, I think, normally would have driven that ball in there and tried to score. That was a very unselfish play. Good point.
3 assists for Smith. Denver plus 15 points in the fast break category. Golden State is the #1 fast break team in the NBA. Oliver to the right. Hunter with a second on the shot clock. Anderson. Curry keeps it. Finds an open Morrow for 3. Foul! Count it! Smith gets the foul. Morrow douses the triple.
How about the pass from Stephon Curry, though?
Yep.
He was over in the deep corner, right in an angle with me. Off the offensive rebound, they tried to throw the ball off his leg. He saved it. Watch this now. Watch Steph Curry. He's going to turn. Watch his diagonal pass like a baseball. And it's going to be a 4-point play. What a terrific play. And Golden State will not go away.
Morrow. It's time now for the Marines teamwork play of the game. Moments ago.
Well, beautiful job by Steph Curry to save that ball, and then the baseball pass diagonally. It's right on the angle with us, Kevin. That was like coming right into our lap. If Anthony Morrow makes this free throw, it'll be the 36th 4-point play of the NBA this season. And again, it's Monte Ellis is coming in now, so Steph Curry will get a rest, so Don Nelson will try to buy some minutes with him. Now, the interesting thing now is going to be is Monte Ellis is going to handle the basketball, and he doesn't have near the feel as a point guard. He's looking to score. He's 6 of 22 tonight, and Don Nelson said he was going to have to heat up if they were going to have a chance to maybe come back and win this ball game. So let's see if that rest maybe refreshed him.
He doesn't create for others. He's like a black hole. Every time you throw it in there, it just disappears. He shoots, which is, I mean, he's a good offensive player, but he doesn't create for others.
And I think that's hurt Biedrins this year, too. He's, all those screen and rolls, he's not getting some of the layups he got in the past.
Morrow with 15-9 in the quarter. Count the 2, Billups. Rugged inside.
Remember when Adrian Dantley told Craig Sager, we're going to try to post up with Chauncey Billups? Well, this time he just backs down, and we talked about the strength of Carmelo Anthony. Look at the strength of Chauncey Billups. This is a big man. There was that Chris Hunter that came over and made that foul, so Billups has a chance to answer with a 3-point play of his own.
Hunter picks up his 5th. Chauncey Billups, the 5th best free throw shooter in the NBA, 90%. And a 5 of 5 display tonight. The Nuggets by 9. They've led by 19. Shooting 51% from the floor. Golden State shooting 43% from the field.
The last time they were in here, Chauncey Billups had 37 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, 6 of 9 from 3. So it looks like he's going to duplicate those numbers here again tonight.
Got a whistle inside. 3-second defense. The shot coming up for the Golden State Warriors. They have hit 12 consecutive free throws, and overall they have gone 18 of 20. So take a look at Adrian Dantley taking the place of George Karl. Going through some treatments back in the Rockies and watching tonight, I'm sure. We had a wonderful talk with Adrian, one of the great players in the history of the game, a Hall of Famer, obviously. And he was saying, you know, every game, Doug, now for our team is like a playoff game as you're going on this home stretch of the regular season.
Well, you want to start tightening it up, you know, start taking away some of those mistakes you're making. George talked about some of the closing down some of those windows defensively that they have problems with, and then finding a way to finish off a game like this here tonight.
Ellis. That's 3. Tolliver. Billups.
Denver is 22-0 when they score 110. See if they can, they're at 109 right now.
Ellis to Morrow. Morrow to the right. Rebound by Anthony. Hitting his face. Lost the ball. Gets it off to Anderson. Anthony collected his 5th rebound with his 21 points. Billups for 3. Offensive rebound to Nash. To exploit the mismatch, and he lost it again with a couple of turnovers in a row for Chauncey. 13 overall for the Denver Nuggets.
I don't know what happened with Carmelo Anthony. He sort of got mixed up here, lost the ball, got it back. It looked like, remember, 2 weeks ago he got hit on that elbow when I was doing a game against the San Antonio Spurs. Had a little bit of problem with that for a few days, but we'll see if he's going to be okay.
Those are the first 2 turnovers for Billups. Here is a 3 by Morrow. They get a long 2 miss right there by Anthony Morrow out of Georgia Tech. 7:01 to play. Curry is coming back in the game. Curry's got 28. The foul goes on Devin George. He picks up his 4th. He has really been on a huge tear. As you take a look at a comparison of our point guards tonight. One guy who's been in the league, is 33 years of age, in Chauncey Billups. Young Steph Curry. Carmelo right into Devin George, which was our opening matchup tonight, and using that strength you're always talking about.
23 points now on 19 shots, so I would expect him to see a lot of touches. Another screen and roll. The screen roll defense of Denver has been awful tonight. I mean, I don't know what they're doing. They're soft on the show to the guard, and there's no weak side help at all.
Curry with his 12th assist. They doubled him. They left Curry off 3. Great alley-oop and flying high, J.R. Smith. Nice feed from Chauncey Billups with his 7th assist tonight for the Nuggets. Curry, Turioff, Devin George for 3. We've had 13 hits from 3-point territory by the Nuggets and 10 3-point hits beyond the arc for Golden State. That's a good looking hit right there by Carmelo with 25. Denver 64%, Doug, in this 4th quarter. But we're continually mesmerized by rookie Steph Curry with a good feed right there. What about this feed from Chauncey Billups, who finds the high-flying J.R. Smith. Nuggets on. And the Denver Nuggets on top, 115-103. Doug, walk us through these numbers here. What do they tell you regular season versus what it might mean in the playoffs?
Well, my concern there is you look at it, you know, under 100 points, they're 5-12. But even if you take it to 100 and 109, 10-7, which is okay, you get to 22-0, 110 or more. My question is, when you get into the playoffs, how often do you get into these games 110-plus points? And that's why I think George has talked about they've got to clean up their defense. And tonight, it has been defending the pick and roll. They have not been good. They've been soft on the ball, and their weak side rotation has been very poor.
Curry with 28, Ellis with 20. Off the bench, 16 from Morrow, who's got it right now. Who finds George into Anderson. The foul. Doug, you were talking about easy points. Denver thrives on easy points, and Golden State's defense not good against easy points. So tonight, we've got Denver plus 15 in the fast break, plus 4 in the points in the paint, plus 3 points second chance. And you talked about Denver's transition defense. It has been good tonight against Golden State.
Yeah, they've done a nice job, but really the only quarter that they didn't do a good job was the second quarter. They gave up 11 points. Other than that, they've done a really nice job, and their bench has come in and made some nice contribution. And in the absence of Kenyon Martin, who got his knee banged, so Nene and Chris Anderson getting a lot of time here together tonight.
Moments ago, Devin George picked up his 5th personal foul. Billups in the 3-on-2. J.R. Smith. The 14th three-point hit by the Denver Nuggets tonight.
That's beautiful, though. He drove into the paint and just turned it. He knew exactly where J.R. Smith was.
Curry for 3. Nene, foul on Turioff at the other end.
So you're starting to see fatigue set in now, Kevin. Just the Denver Nuggets, the size they're starting to wear down the Golden State Warriors. You see it with Steph Curry, who's played a ton of minutes. But Chauncey Billups is getting stronger as the game is going on, as is J.R. Smith. Just look at the size of the guys out there. Monte Ellis and Curry next to J.R. Smith and Chauncey Billups, just the size of their team.
Only 8 players suiting up for Golden State tonight because of all the injuries. A look at the upcoming national TV schedule. And tomorrow on ESPN, 7 o'clock Eastern Time, Dallas will be in Atlanta, and Orlando will take on New Orleans. NBA TV on Saturday, 8:30 Eastern Time tip with Houston against Utah in Salt Lake. And ABC will bring you a doubleheader in the showcase beginning at 12:30 Eastern Time. Phoenix at San Antonio. These same Nuggets against the Los Angeles Lakers. Denver has already beaten LA twice this season by 26 and by 13 points. 26 in Denver. Morrow. Anderson with the ball. Well, you called it, Doug, about 12 hours ago when we met in our breakfast meeting. They would just wear them down. That's exactly what has happened.
You know, Golden State has played uphill all night long, and when you do that, it just takes so much energy out of you. And Carmelo, nobody can match him. That's why I said, Kevin, we were sitting around this morning, I said they have nobody that can play him. You know, remember now, Corey McGrady, the last time they played, had 33 points, and Corey McGrady's not a defender, but what he does is he makes Carmelo Anthony play defense. And right now, Carmelo can just roam, and he really doesn't have to worry about Devin George. Devin George on the night has 4 points, 1 of 6, so he can roam around and really not expend that much energy on the defensive end when he guards Corey McGrady. Now you got to play both sides of the ball.
It was a shorter night for Denver, Doug, controlling the dribbler, which you thought was an important defensive thing they had to watch tonight because of what Ellis and Curry can do.
And I think about it when you look at it, Monte Ellis tonight has 20 points on 22 shots. And they're not going to win any basketball games when he has to take more shots to get those kind of points. And right now he's not shooting it at a high percentage. The other night he was 8 for 22 from the floor. And he and Steph Curry have to throw up huge numbers. And that, what was that, the 15-3 of the night? I think that ties the season high for the Denver Nuggets, 3-pointers made in the game.
You're right on it. As you take a look at our scoring leaders, Billups with 37, and I think Doug mentioned earlier the last game against Golden State, he had 37.
With just that small backcourt, they just don't match up. And you know, we talked about tonight shots and points, field goal attempts. The one night, the December 1st, when they got blown out, it was 25-24 in terms of points and shots. But those other 2 games, the 5th and the 20th, both very close games. One on a disputed 3-point foul at the end of the game that Denver won, and then January 20th in overtime. And tonight you can see 48 points on 40 shots.
We want to turn our attention to Monte Ellis here, the 6th leading scorer in the NBA. In this second half, 0 of 4. And in the 4th quarter, played 6 minutes. He has not taken a shot. Fatigue?
Yeah, I mean, you get worn down. I mean, he's played 2nd most minutes in the NBA. I mean, I would assume that he's banged up. He's got a little bit of a sore knee that he struggles with. Remember, he had that ankle surgery when he had the incident on his motorbike and was suspended and had to go through major surgery to get himself back. And I mean, he's not physically a big, strong guy. You're asking him to play all these kind of minutes. He's played a full game, 40 minutes, 10 different times this year. I mean, that will take its toll.
All of Ellis's points in the second half have been at the free throw line. Here's Smith. Joey Graham out of Oklahoma State is in the game. Got him from Toronto. Moore. That's a nice move by Moore.
See, he's one of those guys, Kevin, that he got a chance to play, and he showed he had a great skill. He led the NBA in three-point shooting percentage.
As a rookie.
And so all of a sudden, you show you can shoot like that, you're going to be on somebody's roster. Somebody's going to find a spot for you.
He has 12 points in the quarter. Malik Allen. Second half has been played by Denver without Kenyon Martin. Banged his knee. Left knee contusion. Curry the other way. And Steph Curry now has 30 points. This is his fourth 30-point game, all in the last 17 games, all since January 22nd. And Doug, he's got his fourth double-double in the last 7 games. He is on a tear. Malik Allen.
That's Steph Curry's 7th rebound, so he's 3 rebounds away from a triple-double. I don't know if he's going to have enough time to get that done tonight, but the way these teams are cranking up shots, there's going to be some rebounds.
And am I right? He and Oscar Robertson are the only rookies to ever have more than one?
Yes.
As rookies. Graham. Steve rolls his way.
35, 10, and 10.
Yes, yes. So Anthony Morrow, who has a nice spin move inside here, part of the young contingent they're trying to develop in Golden State. As he found the deuce, but the Warriors tonight will not find a win against the rugged Denver Nuggets. We're back in Oakland, California, and take a look at the keys that Doug put together this morning. We told you about 2 hours ago, and again, right on the money. Coach, your knack for this is unbelievable.
Well, starting front court, the 39 points. Carmelo had 27 of those. The 1-2 punch of Ellis and Curry, 52 points, but Ellis 6 of 22, just didn't shoot it well enough. Now it's 124 and counting. The the magic number's 110, so it's going to be 23-0 for Denver. And when they get 110 plus and what's at stake, Denver's on pace for that number 2 seed tonight. With this win, they even up their road record at 14-14.
J.R. Smith with 3 and off the bench. Doug tonight, 8 of 17, 25 points in 31 minutes.
And he had that one little burst. Remember, he had missed about 3 threes in a row. He hit a 3, stole it, hit another 3. That little 6-point burst was indicative of sort of what Denver's done tonight. They've played along and they've got a lead, and then Golden State has crept back into it, and then all of a sudden they'll make that push again. But 7 of 13 from the three-point line tonight from J.R. Smith.
Well, the Nuggets came into tonight as Hunter finds Tolliver. Joey Graham with the rebound. The Nuggets came in tonight 37-19. That equaled their best start ever. When they were the same record a year ago, they lost and they went to 37-20. Tonight they're going to go to 38-19. Best start ever, Doug, for a season. Compare this year to last year, and what might be different about this team, maybe more intriguing as they head to the playoffs.
Well, I think Denver's a better team this year, and I tell you why, because I think Aaron Aflalo's been a big pickup for them. And I think Chris Anderson is back to playing good basketball, and I think they're going to be a little bit more mature.
Lawson, I think, does something for them too.
Lawson gives them another weapon that they can use if George wants to speed up the game. And I told you before, I love the lineup when you have Lawson, Billups, J.R. Smith, Carmelo out there with either Chris Anderson or Nene. I love the versatility that gives you. You can go to a big lineup, you can go to a small lineup, and you can do just so many things. And I think this team is poised to be a better team in the playoffs. And that number 2 seed is going to be very important.
Which is where they are right now. 4th best record in the NBA. Curry's going to check out with his 30 points, 13 assists. As we told you before, his 4th 30-point game, all since January 22nd, all in the last 17 games. He's been worth the price of admission alone, hasn't he, with his shooting and his passing?
Well, it's nice that he's gotten this kind of time, because what they found out is he's going to be their point guard. And I think there was a lot of speculation when training camp started with he and Ellis together, who was going to be the point guard. No question now, he is their point guard. Ellis is going to play off the ball as a 2. And we'll see what happens in the offseason as they continue to try to find and build this team back into being a playoff team, Kevin. It's been a long dry spell here in Golden State. They've had some tremendously talented players come through here as young players, but they have not been able to keep it together.
To the basket inside. Morrow off the bench with 20. 14 in this fourth quarter.
How about the Nuggets against Golden State? Averaged 127 in the 3 games prior. So we can add tonight 127. So they're averaging 127 in the 4 games. I'd say they're pretty consistent.
And they go to 4-0 against the Golden State Warriors. Their 6th consecutive win. They sweep the series against the Warriors for the first time since the 2000-2001 season. 30 points by Curry leads Golden State. 37 by Chauncey Billups leads everybody. And the final score, Denver 127, Golden State 112. For Doug Collins and Craig Sager and the rest of our crew, Kevin Harlan saying so long from the Bay Area. Now to Ernie Johnson in Atlanta.